Thanks for joining us. It's Tuesday, October 25th. I'm Shin Se-min in Seoul in for Han Da-eun. This just coming in, President Park Geunhye just minutes ago made a surprise national address to the Korean public regarding the latest scandal involving the top office. We'll have the details of that speech immediately after our next program, Business Daily. But first, we go to our nation's parliament. Korea's main opposition party has flat out rejected President Park Geun-hye's proposal for a constitutional revision that would allow presidents to be in office for more than 1 5-year term. We get details from our National Assembly correspondent, Park Ji-won. Ji-won, some strong words coming from the opposition party leader.
Good afternoon, Taemin. As you said, Choo Mi-ae, the leader of the main opposition Democratic Party of Korea, has reiterated the party's strong disapproval of President Park's revision proposal, which she gave the National Assembly on Monday. At a press conference this morning, Choo accused the president of using the proposal to cover up corruption allegations swirling around the top office. The case, which has been called Choi Gate, revolves around a woman who is accused of exerting influence over business leaders and senior presidential aides, using her long-term personal ties to President Park. The opposing party chief also called for a thorough investigation into the allegations and demanded the authorities summon Che, who is reportedly in Germany. Chu added that any constitutional revision should be led by the public, not by the president, whose announcement was made to deflect from the allegations.
And Ji-won, what was the reaction from the ruling party?
During a regular meeting at the National Assembly this morning, the ruling Conservative Party stressed the importance of revising the Constitution, calling for the opposition bloc support for the necessary change. However, topping the agenda was the ruling party's attempt to deal with the Choi Gate. A media outlet here in Seoul reported on Monday that Choi's computer hard drive showed that she had access to some confidential presidential documents. The party's floor leader Chung Jin-seok urged local law enforcement authorities to summon Che with the help of Interpol and added that if the reports are true, then President Park herself should explain the situation to the public. Chung also called on embattled senior presidential secretary Woo Byung-woo to resign immediately amid the corruption allegations involving him. The presidential office said this morning that it is now trying to figure out how Che got access to those documents. And that's all I have for now, and I will bring you more updates later.
Thank you, Ji-won. Staying at the top office, President Park Geun-hye sat down for summit talks with Danish Prime Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen. The two leaders signed 2 agreements on industrial cooperation and health insurance on Tuesday and vowed to upgrade practical cooperation in areas ranging from maritime safety to defense. South Korea and Denmark will also use their Green Growth Alliance to take a leading role on the international stage and help developing countries counter climate change. Seoul launched the Global Green Growth Initiative headquartered in Seoul, and Denmark leads the Global Green Growth Forum in Copenhagen. Both are aimed at leading green growth in the world economy. Senior U.S. military officials have agreed that the next presidential administration in Washington, be it Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, should prioritize national security amid North Korea's continual provocations. Kim Hyun-bin reports.
The secretaries of the U.S. Army, Air Force, and Navy have voiced their concerns about the increasing nuclear and missile threats posed by North Korea. In an interview with the Center for a New American Security on Monday, they emphasized the next U.S. president needs to ensure preparedness against those threats. U.S. Secretary of the Army, Eric Fanning, said Pyongyang is becoming increasingly threatening and unpredictable, adding that Washington's ability to deal with any eventuality is a very important part of the calculus. His counterpart for the Navy, Ray Mabus, also called for solid preparedness, stressing that North Korea is just one of many threats facing the United States, and the next administration has to be ready to face them on day one. He said the U.S. has already forward deployed troops in South Korea and Japan in case of a crisis. Mabus said there are ground troops in South Korea, and Japan has strategic military assets in the region, including an aircraft carrier, and there are plans to deploy additional destroyers if need be. Air Force Secretary Deborah Lee James added that reviewing the United States' nuclear weapons in terms of status and when they could be used in the future is another prime task for the next administration. Kim Hyun-bin, ARIRANG News.
U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Anthony Blinken is set to visit South Korea, China, and Japan this week for talks on international security issues and North Korea's nuclear ambitions. The State Department says Blinken will be in Tokyo for 2 days, starting Wednesday for trilateral talks with his South Korean and Japanese counterparts. Then he'll be in Seoul on Friday and Saturday for talks with South Korea's Deputy National Security Advisor Cho Tae-yong. The two are expected to discuss international efforts to hold North Korea accountable for its provocations. Following his talks in Korea, Blinken will fly to Beijing to discuss strategic security issues, including North Korea and China's maritime issues. That's all from us for now. Up next is Business Daily, but I'll be back with more on President's address later. Stay tuned.